Hello, everyone. Welcome to India Cloud Security Summit. I'm very pleased to be here today delivering this keynote. And I think it's extremely important for the entire community to come together and brainstorm ideas about how to create a safer cloud for everyone. Cloud is based on trust. So we need to have technology in place to improve cloud security. And with that, my presentation is about an integrated approach to cloud security. My name is Yuri Diogenes. I'm a principal program manager at Microsoft, and my team works with Defender for Cloud. We are responsible for ensuring that our customers are deploying Defender for Cloud, which is our CNAPP platform. So with that, let me go over some of important points about this integrated approach to cloud security. One of the major challenges in cloud computing is ensuring that you have visibility and you have control across different workloads and also across different cloud providers. The reality is that many customers nowadays, they are using different cloud providers. They are adopting AWS, Azure, GCP, many other solutions for different reasons, business reasons, and so on. The problem with this is that many customers, they decide to pick and choose the best solution for one specific problem. So they have the best cloud secure posture management, and they have the best data secure posture management, and better ESM, TVM, CWPP. So there are all those platforms that are great, but they don't talk to each other. So you have different dashboards with different alert systems, with different recommendations, and they don't talk to each other, which creates this silo approach, which is very challenging. Not only when you are managing one cloud provider with different workloads, but imagine when you are managing different cloud providers. It's really challenge. And not only it creates this fatigue in secure operations and in the cloud security posture management teams, but it also creates those gaps in your security strategy because you don't know what you don't know. So if someone onboards a new subscription or a new project and provision a new workload, you have no visibility and it becomes a problem. Or one tool will catch something, but this tool is managed by one team that doesn't talk to the other team, that is looking for a different dashboard. So it is really a challenge, operational challenge. Cost also increase when you have multiple vendors and multiple dashboards to manage your overall secure posture. So this is a real problem with the traditional silo approach. And there are other problems with the silo approach. There is lack of integration with cloud security tools in DevOps pipelines. Because the reality is we are more and more not only shifting left, but we are ensuring, and we need to ensure that we are empowering developers to work closely with cloud administrators and the security teams. These teams need to be on the same page when it comes to code to cloud. When they are pushing code to the cloud, they need to ensure that all the security controls are in place even before pushing the code. Otherwise, it becomes really a problem. And if they, for some reason, a vulnerability is pushed from code to cloud, all sort of detections and warnings needs to be flagging in different places from the developer perspective as well as from the cloud security administrator perspective. The problem is that those two do not integrate. And then according to the Microsoft Enterprise DevOps report, 54% of the enterprise lacks security integration with DevOps pipelines. So there is a huge opportunity there to do something better when it comes to DevOps pipelines. The other thing that we have is lack of visibility into multi-cloud security posture and compliance. Again, in the beginning I said that a lot of organizations, they are using this multi-cloud approach. for business reasons sometimes it's because one of their workloads needs to be in one cloud provider for legacy purpose or operational purpose or technology purpose. It doesn't really matter. What matters is it should not influence your overall cybersecurity strategy. You should have visibility across all those workloads. You should have control of all the workloads when it comes to posture management. But there is a lack of integration when it comes to security posture and compliance. Remember, compliance is that second lenses that we put on top of those workloads to understand not only if certain workloads are compliant to a certain industry standards, but also to understand how you are evolving on that journey to become fully compliant. So besides the posture management, you also have the compliance lens. So according to Microsoft Cloud Security Priorities and practice research, 86% of surveyed security decision makers think their multi-cloud environment aren't keeping up with their cybersecurity strategy. It makes total sense. It makes total sense because there is a disconnection between tools. Not every tool is able to give you deep visibility across all cloud providers. And when they do, it's not sufficient because it's not really streamlining that information in an intelligent manner for you to make the right decision in what to prioritize, right? So there is really this gap that we need to be concerned about and aware on what to do. What's the problem with that? This increases the risk. When you work under those conditions, you are increasing the risk. Increase the likelihood of being compromised. And if you look at this information, according to IBM research, the global average costs of data breach in 2023 so far is $4.45 million, 15% increase over the 3 years. That's gigantic. That's enormous. If you do not take actions to prevent, to have the right security controls in place to at least decrease the likelihood of compromise, you are basically dealing with that. So you don't want to be on that place. So what is the solution? Well, the solution is ensuring that we have integrated code to cloud in a multi-cloud strategy. So we need to ensure that DevOps security is integrated with cloud security posture management, with cloud workload protection, and cloud infrastructure entitlement management. This is something that Gartner calls the CNAPP platform, the Cloud Native Application Protection Platform. The idea is to collect all the insights from different artifacts like code, data, storage, identity, and feed these insights into this engine that has all those elements in this engine. It integrates insights from DevOps security, from cloud security posture management, from workload protection, and from entitlement management as well. And the output of that is really empowering you to make the right decisions. To make the right decision by prioritizing what is really important to your environment. So when we think about what Defender for Cloud does, is Defender for Cloud is our true CNAPP strategy. We are gathering all this data from DevOps pipeline, from compute, identity, external attack surface management, and we are put into this life cycle management where we have code to cloud and runtime protection across all cloud providers that we do support, including on-premise, right? Because as you can see on the diagram, Defender for Cloud also supports on-premise, and it's a very, very important step because on-premise is part of large organizations, and these organizations, they are not giving away their on-premises resources. They might be migrating into the cloud some of these resources, but during a long period of time, they will have this hybrid environment with resources on-prem as well as in different cloud providers. With the information that is gathered across all these cloud providers from the different lenses, from the DevOps lenses, from the compute identity, external attack surface management, all this, and this is funneled into the Defender Cloud, and now it's time to give you what is necessary. One of the things that we give you is an intelligent way of implement infrastructure as code scanning. We give this as part of the platform. We also give attack path analysis as part of Defender CSPM, and all our portfolio of threat detection as part of the different Defender Cloud plans. And with that, we also need secure governance, which is also included in the platform, because in this journey to make cloud a safer place, you need governance. And that's another challenge on its own, because a lot of companies, they invest a lot on threat detection, but they keep not doing the proactive work. And what we want you to do is to be proactive. We want you to ensure that you have the right tools to make improvements on the security posture of your environment, to avoid in first place that threat actors are able to get into your environment, because you are closing all the doors, you are hardening the resources, you are decreasing the likelihood of compromise by implementing all that. So what we've done at Ignite 2023 is we brought a lot of innovations in this area. One of the things that we brought was this unified identity and access permission insights with our integration with Microsoft Entra permission management. The whole idea of this is really to centralize permission creep index, is to drive least privilege across controls of cloud resources, and get a more proactive approach by leveraging attack path analysis to expose vulnerability across Azure, AWS, and GCP. We also add support for GitLab, and one very important thing that we've done. At Ignite, we released the integration of DevOps security capabilities as part of Defender CSPM plan, which means that now, if you have Defender CSPM, you get also DevOps security premium capabilities. This is all part of Defender CSPM. So if you are a Defender CSPM customer, great. You have this as part of the same price and everything. The other thing that we've done is we improve our container security across multi-cloud environments. Basically, we add support to Amazon EKS and Google EKS clusters in this contextual graph, and our agentless vulnerability assessment. All those things were added as part of the Ignite announcement. Now, one that is very important announcement is the proactive attack path analysis across cloud and faster risk mitigation. Let me explain a little bit about that. The attack path analysis is basically our vision of how can I connect all the insights that were gathered and identify potential paths of compromise in your environment. For example, I understand that there are VMs that are exposed to the internet, and that's a good insight. But what if the threat actor is able to access that VM and then move laterally to a storage account, or move laterally to another resource, and from there gain access to the data? That's really what is important for you to know, is what are the potential attack paths. And sometimes there are more than one in one single resource. For example, on this new approach, we are dynamically identify potential paths, and we are creating dynamically all those paths to you. And we are prioritizing this based on the type of data, because we know the data sensitivity information of those elements, for example, a database or a storage account, so we can rank and say, hey, look at this. This is important because this storage account has PII, so this is critical. You need to address right away. So we are giving you this perspective of the risk factor within this context. So it's super, super valuable because now you have a way to prioritize what is important to you. The other thing about this new attack path, this proactive attack path, is the capability to detect attack cross-cloud. Now, this is very, very amazing. And I'm always excited when I talk about this capability, because what if a threat actor starts the attack in one cloud provider and jump to the other? We've seen this in our analytics. It happens that the threat actor starts, for example, the attack campaign by exploiting a vulnerability in a VM that was also exposed to their internet. And that VM has information that allows the threat actor to jump into AWS resource or a GCP resource. It doesn't really matter. The matter is attack path now with the cross-cloud capability is able to identify this scenario. Cross-cloud. So this is an innovation that we are bringing to this new attack path. We also released the Defender for APIs in GA, which is also a very important plan because it gives you visibility of potential attacks against your APIs. And a lot of customers, they really don't have API security in their roadmap. They don't even know that there is the potential of compromise by just attacking their API calls. So this is a very important feature. We are bringing not only the secure posture management capability, but also threat detection. All right. And one of the biggest announcements was the integration of Defender for Cloud with Secure Copilot. This is very exciting. This is actually in private preview right now. And the idea is to give you two scenarios. One is to help you to drill down the recommendations, get more information about what that recommendation means, and you can interact because Copilot will be embedded into the Defender for Cloud dashboard, so you can interact with Copilot, ask questions about your security recommendations, and drill down to understand more about it. The other thing that is very magical is the assistance that Copilot will give it to you when it comes to remediation. Basically, we are using the power of AI to understand how to create automations and potential scripts to remediate the security recommendations. So this is super powerful, still in private preview, but is already available for some customers. So just some final thoughts. When you are thinking about CNAPP, you really need to think about these points. It's not only about one cloud provider, it's not only about multi-cloud, it's also about hybrid scenarios with on-premise. You need to take into consideration if the solution that you are adopting is capable of monitoring on-premise, and Defender for Cloud is. CSPM is important, but you have to have a contextualization to prioritize what is important to you. We are bringing this contextualization in the new recommendations dashboard, as well as in the attack path, part of the attack path. Native integration with CAN and DevOps, something that is out of the box in Defender for Cloud. CWP tailor to different workloads. This is super important because if you have threat detection for VMs, it's not the same thing as threat detections for a storage account. The threat landscape is different. So each detection needs to be tailored for that specific workload. And last but not least, proactive hunting capabilities. You need to be able to use all this data that is available in Defender for Cloud that collects for you and do hunting. And we do that with Cloud Security Explorer. So with that, I'd like to thank you all the sponsors. I'd like to thank you for joining this event. I hope that you have a great event throughout the day. And thank you very much for your time.